The strongest response I had in my recent talks and on social media has been on compassion. Listen, when I look at people's eyes, when I read the comments, and when I talk about, how we sometimes can be so harsh on ourselves, how we can say the meanest things sometimes, how we can sometimes berate yourself for doing something wrong or not being where you're at, or just not being who a part of you wants you to be. We all connect with that. Isn't it true that there's a part of you that wants you to be somebody else? There's a part of you that wants you to be different, and it's kind of speaks down on you. And sometimes we say the meanest things to ourselves. That's awful. I don't think we should allow that in our lives. And that's why we need compassion. To find compassion for your own experience, for what you have been through, to find that moment of, kindness and understanding for being the person that you truly are today. Because you've been through things. Am I right? You've been through the struggle. I know what that's like. By the way, if you don't know me, my name is Joe Bakhmutsky. I'm a trauma survivor. I've been through rape as a child. I've been through cancer. I've been through, some awful things in life. And I've been through I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly in life. And I'm sharing my journey in what I've learned along the way and things that I aspire towards. Because I believe that we all deserve to live a happier, more fulfilled life despite the horrors you may have encountered. That's why I wrote this book, Finding Hope in Times of Uncertainty, a guide to thriving in the challenging world of today. Because I really believe that we can thrive. And compassion is so vital. Dalai Lama defines compassion as striving to be free from suffering and helping others to do the same. Now, I really love that definition because there's two parts to it, right? One is actively striving to be free from suffering. So, means that, pain, right, as I see it, is inevitable. Pain is something that may come from other people sometimes. Pain can come from just horrible events or difficult things that happen in life. But it doesn't mean that we have to suffer. But we want to be able to strive to be free from suffering. So how do we do that? I'm going to share with you some simple practices that I hope will serve you. But first I want to talk to the other part of this definition, which is helping others do the same. Right? Because so much of that compassion, even for ourselves, comes from being around others and supporting others in their journey towards healing, supporting others in chasing their dreams, supporting others in believing in themselves or living a good life where they are free to be who they are. And that is like a unique and wonderful experience of being heard, of being seen, of being able to be who you are, speak your mind, feel heard. That is the greatest gift sometimes that we can give the other person. So compassion, I also really believe in my own way. So you heard the Dalai Lama, now it's Joe's turn. So my friend, I really believe that compassion is all about coming to terms with who you truly are. We talked about having that part of ourselves that often kind of looks down upon, yourself and, it isn't happy with how things are or how things might have turned out. And I think we have to be able to speak to that part in a kind way, to acknowledge it, but not let it like take over. Right? So a huge part of compassion is that coming to terms with who you really are and have that sense of feeling whole and acknowledging the parts of you that may feel uncomfortable with something about yourself that may be holding you back, that may be driving worries or fears in our life. Doesn't mean we have to shut them down. It's the opposite. We want to be able to bring them to the table, bring them to this experience of life and make them feel understood, make them feel heard so that you feel more whole. You feel like a person who really strives to have that hope, to feel good about life, to be free from suffering, to move forward so that you don't feel stuck or unhappy with yourself and who you truly are, but rather there's a person who's trying their best to move forward, trying their best to just give what you've got to give, because you've got so many incredible things to give to the world. Right? Giving your best. That's why it matters, because the world cries out for your best, cries out for what you have to give, for the beautiful things you have to share in being around people and following your dreams and doing your works, things that matter, for growing into the life that you want. Learning new skills and capabilities around living a better life. Skills and capabilities that serve who you are today, not who you may have seen yourself as in the past, but acting from a place of who you are today and where you want to be tomorrow. Like, for example, in my practice, I coach those who've been touched or affected by trauma in some way, because we get so good at survival. I coach people how to develop new skills and capabilities that will really help them thrive, that will really help them to just have a different vision for themselves in life, to feel so much more present in the moment and move towards it fast. By the way, if you want to find out more about that program, it's called Clarity First. And you can find out more on my website, which is powertobehappy.com. That's powertobehappy.com, and click on the Clarity First link to find out more. I'll tell you all about it. But speaking of clarity and speaking of new skills, I think those things are essential for healing, for finding a way to move forward on your terms, for finding a way to see yourself as you truly are and feel good about it. That's why for compassion, I really believe that we cannot have it something that comes up for us when we feel upset or when we feel, when we're in a negative state. For example, when you are talking down to yourself and going, oh, why am I not in this place in life? Or why are things the way that they are? And you should be doing more, things like that. It's really difficult to step in at that moment with kindness, with self-understanding. And that's why I believe in a proactive practice of practicing compassion, so that you're not reacting just when you're in this kind of upset state and when things are throwing you off, but instead you're being proactive and you build this compassion into your day. And I really believe it takes 3 minutes a day. That's all it is to practice compassion. because this is the journey that I'm on. And I want to share with you some simple practices. And all it takes is, 3 minutes a day. I have developed a really simple tool, my friend. All it is this one page. It is a game called 6 Points of Compassion. And the reason why that is a game is because there is the 6 practices, and all I'm saying is doing one practice a day. Right, just one practice a day. It takes 3 minutes. I've tested them. That's what I do every day on my TikTok account. I just roll a die, and I don't know which one is gonna come up. So I wanna do 3 of those today. I just wanna workshop them with you. I don't know what they are. I'm gonna roll a die. I have no idea what's gonna happen. And I'm just gonna workshop through these with you as they come up for me in my life. And feel free to kind of think about how that applies to you, or, workshop it in your own way. Like, what comes up for you in each practice? Because each practice is kind of just like a simple scenario of how to practice compassion in your daily life. So that's all it is, my friend. It's so simple. I think when it comes to compassion, we can really practice it in a simple and elegant way. And that's what I want to do with you right now. Cool. Let's go first. I'm rolling the die, my friend. Here it is. Cool. All right, today we're doing we're doing the practice. I'm going to read out the practice, and I'm just going to go through it with you. The first one is the second practice, called the face off. And I'm going to read what it is. It's stand up to the critic within. Why are you being so hard on yourself? Take a moment, reflect on why this part shows up. You're in this together. Cool. So this straight up is what we talked about earlier, because sometimes this lack of compassion or understanding or kindness to yourself shows up as this kind of an inner critic. And, there's a part of you that starts saying these mean things. And I think for me, that part is berated myself for falling behind. There's a part of me that says, you know what? You have these dreams, you have these ambitions, and, you've got all of these people around you that they're doing so well, and yet you have all of these ambitions, and yet you're lagging so far behind. You should be way further than you are. You should be impacting millions of people's lives, and yet sometimes you're just like trying to get through the day. So here is what I would say to this part of myself. I would say, I understand how you feel. I understand that our dreams and ambitions, they require massive action. And they require these, massive changes to happen. But please know, you have been through things in your life. You've been through some awful things. And right now, as you have been for some time, in one way or another, you're on this journey towards healing. You're finding your own way. And the ability to connect and support others means that you gotta also learn and experience things in your own way. You gotta pick up and become an expert in things that require you to kind of act from a different place. And that takes time. That's okay. You'll get there. You'll get there. You are practicing. You're working towards it. You're not just daydreaming. You're actually taking action consistently every single day. Believe in yourself. I do. Be patient with yourself. It takes time. Good things take time. You know what? It felt right. It felt so good because I was like, I felt that sense of greater understanding with myself. Going, you know what? Yes, I've like that. That just resonates with me. That was true. That's who I am, and I feel that this kind of inner critic part of me, in some way, has been answered, and I guess doing it daily is also helpful. Let's do another practice. I hope some of it has, resonated with yourself, and maybe you even had your own thoughts about like what you might say to your own inner critic. Like I said, it only takes 3 minutes a day to do this practice. So let's do another one because I just want to run through a few of them so you know what that is. Right? Okay, cool. Let's roll a die. Cool. The next one is the boomerang. Cast forth the intention of how you will live and who you aspire in becoming. This moment, this day, or this year, because the intention will come back to you. I really believe that life is like that boomerang, like what you put out there, how you want to be, how you want to come across in the world, like that's going to come back to you. That's why I call this practice the boomerang, right? And it comes from setting the intention for how you want to be in this moment, the day, this year, whatever that works. And for me, I strive to set a good intention for myself each day. And the intention I have for myself today, if I really go deep and think about what's important for me today, how I want to go about my day, how I want people to see me, how I want to experience life today, I think so much of my life has been just being inside my head with my thoughts and theories and ideas of how things should be. And today I just have so just these, many days of experience where what matters is living life. And all those thoughts and ideas of how things are or should be, none of that matters. And so today, I just want to live. Live not in my head, but allow my thoughts become feelings, get born as feelings, come out as feelings, and just live. Just let them be. Let my thoughts and feelings, not just be, let them come out. Let them be what they want to be. That's, I think, the joy of self-expression and being who I am. That's my intention for today. That's how I want to come across to my family. That's how I want to come across in what I'm doing. That's how I want to come across in my writing, in my videos. Like this video today, I hope you see me as being more present, not in my head, but it's like sharing my truth, speaking to you, because I'm just here. I'm here with you. There's nothing else right now in this moment. For me, it's being who I am and being hopefully that, voice of hope and encouragement for you, my friend. That's why I'm here. So hopefully you also have an intention for yourself that maybe comes up for you. Intention of how you want to feel today or right now. It doesn't have to be some grand thing. It can be just how you would like to experience life, how you'd like to be seen, how you'd like to go about your day. I think it's so vital to have that intention, because that intention helps us to just have a great understanding for our own experience, reconnect with who you are today, what it means to be you in this moment, right now. Compassion, coming to terms with who you truly are right now. Not the way that you've been before, not how you're gonna be in some 10 years time, but the way that you are today. Cool, let's do one more, my friend. We can do this. Let's roll the dice. Number 6. Yes. This is a big one, my friend. This is the empathic charge, a real talk with a more understanding version of the person you care about. They're here and they're ready to listen. This is a powerful one, because this also allows us to step into somebody else's reality. Because oftentimes we have, whether it's a friend or a loved one or someone you work with or someone you know, and sometimes, you feel like you see things in a different way, and maybe you don't agree, or maybe there's some kind of a clash or misunderstanding. And sometimes those feelings come up and we experience a sense of like disconnection or anger or just frustration. And that's not a great way to feel. It's not great for you, first of all, because you get to feel kind of wound up and upset. And we're not always able to have immediately a conversation or immediately have a way to resolve this. Or maybe we're not ready, or they're not ready, or maybe the situation isn't like the way we would like it to be. So that's where I find it really helpful to have a conversation, like in an imaginary conversation, whether you write this conversation down in your journal, whether you speak it out loud. I really believe that speaking out loud is the best way of doing it, rather than just doing it in your head or even writing it down, because it helps us to have a conversation with this person that you maybe, there's a moment of tension, there's a moment of misunderstanding, there's a moment of, disconnect. And you're able to meet them in a place where they are being like the most empathic version of themselves. They're here. They're ready to listen. Maybe that's not where they are in real life, and maybe they are far away. Maybe you don't have opportunity to talk to them. Maybe they're not around. But if they were sitting right next to you, and if they were like just present and ready to listen, if they were here, this person might be close to you in your life. This person might not be alive. The person, we don't know whatever the circumstances might be. But if there's a someone and you feel like sharing something with them, and you found a way to just meet them, and at the most compassionate and understanding yourself, that they're ready to listen to whatever's built up inside of you, what would you say? I think for me right now, this person would be my mom. I think there's a part of my mom that she doesn't really believe in what I'm doing. I have a dream to be the voice of hope and encouragement for millions of people who've been impacted by trauma. And to help and support them in their lives through, my book, through the play that I'm writing, through speaking, through coaching. And I think my mom, sees what I'm doing and she's really supportive, but I don't think she really believes in it. She sees it as some kind of a hobby that, is nice, but ultimately, we should be just content with being where we are. And I guess that upsets me because I want my mom to believe in me fully 100%. So I guess here is what I would say to her. If I met her at this moment right now, just at most empathetic self, and really ready to listen to what I have to say from the place of where I'm coming from right now. Mom, I understand that life is hard and you've seen and experienced some difficult things. I have as well. And I know sometimes it feels like, life is too much to take on. And sometimes it feels like, we should be where we are. But what I've seen is different. What I've seen is when you follow a dream that maybe no one else believes in, dreams can come true. You have seen my big and audacious dream to find love. That was in a place where I was broken. I had nothing. I hated myself. I was drinking. I was crippled by panic attacks. I couldn't have sex. I had no idea how to be around women. I was trying to find my way after this breakup that left me broken. I was in no state to find love. In no state to actually believe that it's possible or real. And yet, I had that hope. I had that hope in my heart that deep within me I would find it one day. And I just worked so hard to find it. I spent years, and it took years to find it. And it was a gradual process, but I kept going. I kept trying to figure this thing out. And I found it. As you know, I'm in a place where I've been together with the person I truly love, my true love. And it's beautiful. And now I have a new dream, a new ambition. And whether you share that ambition or not, I truly believe in it. I believe that I can make it happen. I believe that deep inside I'm a good person. And I believe that if I have been able to find love from the deepest lows of where I've been, I can do anything. So even if you don't believe in some things for yourself, or even for who I am today, believe in who I want to become. Because that's what's important to me. That felt right to me. That felt right because I feel like it's come from a true place. I hope this has served you, my friend. We've done 3 practices out of 6 today. So, we've covered a lot of ground in today's conversation. I'm grateful that you're here with me. I hope that you want to practice compassion in a way that helps you live your life each day in a way that is supportive, in a way that feels true for who you are, in a way that we can just do, like I said, 3 minutes a day. That's all it is. 3 minutes a day, my friend. These practices, they're available through my website at Power to Be Happy. If you want to find out more, you can email me at joe@powertobehappy.com. That's JOE@powertobehappy.com. Or you feel free to follow me on my TikTok account. If you just on TikTok, if you look for Power to Be Happy, you'll find me, and I'm there every day, just rolling a die and going through one of these practices in a way that it means for me, and you can kind of see it and follow along and see if you want to kind of do the same for yourself. So I want to really congratulate you for being here, for looking after your well-being, for who you are today, for striving to have that compassion for yourself, to be free from suffering, helping others do the same, but also to come to terms with who you are. Because sometimes it ain't easy. And I think the more we can practice and build towards it, not just think, but actively strive and move towards it and grow into it, the more calm, the more content we're going to become, the easier it will be for us to follow our path towards the dreams, towards healing, towards things that we want, towards feeling good about yourself and the world around you. My name is Joe Bakhmutsky, my friend. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time.